Welcome to the Fit Summit Entrepreneurs Network. Today we are joined with Jack, the CEO of Base. Hi Jack, how have you been?
Hi, Sarah. I've been very well, thank you. How about yourself?
I've been really good. It has been a pretty busy couple of months, Jack. Thank you so much for honoring the Entrepreneurs Network by giving us our first interview. How has business been? And for all whom are watching this, tell us a little more about what Base is, where you guys from, and how your journey started.
Sure thing. So I am a 15-year British Bangkok-based expat. I've been in the fitness industry for 10 years. I've seen fantastic growth during those 10 years. And it was just over 4 years ago that I set up my first studio base in Bangkok. We opened our first location 2016, second location 2017, third location 2018. And in that year, we also won the Fitness Best Award for Asia Gym of the Year, which was a big victory for us and also for the Thailand fitness industry. Since then, we have been kind of working on our systems so that we're more set up for growth going into the next year or two. And also we've been working on technology called Baseline, which tracks and records our members' performance results as they go through the class. So of course, it's been a difficult 12 months, but we are super pumped and excited, very bullish on the Asian fitness scene and very much looking forward to next year. To answer your second question, Sarah, we've just come out of our second lockdown. So of course, that's always a little bit tough, kind of back into the Zoom workouts, but we're just easing out of that now. Things are looking quite good in Thailand. And to be honest, there's certainly worse places you can be in the world than Thailand on many levels at the moment. And we've largely escaped the COVID impact of some of the world's biggest markets. So all in all, a time for learning, a time for growth, a difficult time, but we feel great going into 2021.
Thank you so much, Jack, for answering the question. Let's move to our first interview question. Okay. What was the driving force for creating your business? And has your vision changed in the past 12 months?
So when we launched our first location in 2016, we were very much aware that we needed to do something different, something fresh. We needed a strong, powerful differentiator. But I think our underlying vision for Base was to really create a gym that would raise the standards of the fitness industry in Asia and also create something that would stand out even if you put it in New York, London, Sydney, the top fitness markets in the world. And that really guided us in those early stages of creating Base and really all the way through in the last 4 years. You know, and every decision that we made in terms of like the quality of the bathrooms that we were building for each location, the sound system that we used, our training process, even how we answered the emails or spoke to the clients when they came through the door, we always looked back to that strong underpinning value, which was we want to raise the standards of the fitness industry and build something that would stand out anywhere in the world. In terms of vision changing, it hasn't really changed in the last 12 months. I would just say it's been slowed down a little bit. A big part of our vision is to put Base and certainly our Baseline technology in the hands of more people. That has been very hard in the last 12 months, but nothing has really changed. And I'm very bullish for bricks and mortar fitness moving forward. So as we come out of this pandemic, or certainly as things get better, we will certainly be pushing ahead with that mission and vision.
That's great. Thank you so much, Jack, for answering that question. You know, I understand the minute details are the ones that add up to the experience, especially for a boutique gym. So thanks for answering that question. Moving on to our second question. What do you enjoy most about being an entrepreneur and what do you enjoy the least?
So since I got in the fitness industry, I've worn the hats of employee, and that was first as coach and then manager of the previous studio I worked at. And then of course, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner for the last 4 years. So certainly a big shift, which has had its ups and downs. There's things that you enjoy and then things not so much. I think for me, reflecting on the past 4 years, the things that I've enjoyed the most is building up other people, you know, seeing them grow and them develop. When I first got in the fitness industry, it was about making my clients fitter, stronger, healthier. Now, really, although that's still very important to me, of course, I get more satisfaction from building up our coaches, building up our front desk team, because then I can see the impacts that they have towards their clients and making them fitter, healthier, and stronger. And if I can build this strong team and this strong business, you know, although my mission and vision hasn't changed since the beginning of getting in the fitness industry, I just have more impact and can positively impact more people. So seeing the coaches develop and grow in the last 4 years has really given me great personal satisfaction. In terms of the thing I least enjoy, I think it's just that your mind is never truly clear. It's very difficult to escape, and I'm certainly getting better. I'm working on it, but I think that's something that's always tough. When I was an employee, you could quite easily detach because there's just less on the line, there's less at stake. So it's bittersweet, I guess. You know, you're always thinking of ideas. Even when you're on holiday, you get excited about something in the business. But certainly the downside is it's hard to truly get away and truly relax and truly clear your mind. But hopefully, you know, I can get better at that in the coming years.
Thank you so much, Jack. I think what you say is basically the work-life balance is pretty difficult to achieve, especially when you are an entrepreneur. Not just the usual ones that I hear, because almost every entrepreneur says that it's very difficult to really get me time or relax time, especially when you are owner of a business. Thank you for sharing. Third question. It can be lonely at the top. How do you cope with this?
It can be lonely at the top, and I kind of heard people say this, you know, business people that I follow, and you know, didn't quite understand it till I experienced it. And I think the reason it can be lonely at the top is I think it's good and healthy to create some distance between you and the other people in the company. You know, and I think at the top, there are going to be decisions that you have to make and you have to make alone. And I think also you can't show too much emotion, and that kind of
Mm.
adds to that loneliness. When I say show too much emotion, I mean you can't, you know, get annoyed at people, you can't show that you're down, I think, and that can kind of create this feeling of loneliness, which I think is very common. For me, the way that I've overcome that is by having good friends outside of the business that I don't talk to about the business at all. It's by having a very supportive girlfriend who's been with me through the base journey from day one, and she's certainly helped massively with everything that I've been through. And also it's having mentors that are outside of fitness, I think, really helps as well. I get to hear about their journeys, what they've been through. They can tell me about going through this as well and how they've coped with it. And I think it's always nice to get that angle from other industries as well. So, you know, I think although it was difficult experiencing that at first, and I certainly felt that, by tapping into these people, if you will, it certainly helped me to alleviate that feeling. And I think better strengthened me as a business leader as well.
That's so sweet of you to say that, Jake. I think it's pretty much important to tear yourself away from the industry sometimes and just have friends outside the industry so that we can actually have normal conversations, like how we like to put it. But thank you so much for sharing it. Fourth question. If you could start all over again, what would you do differently in building and growing your business?
There's so many things that spring to mind, and I guess every day you kind of learn something. And if you could even go back a week, there's probably things that you would do different. But the things that stand out for me is one, I would have put more energy and effort into building the systems for the business out from day one. You know, with a franchise, you get given the systems. We had to create them, and I don't think we did very well with that at the beginning. And so that meant we had a year or two of catching up. So that kind of slowed us down a little bit. And now we're in a good position. I think we're a little bit ahead of where we need to be, which is great. Secondly, and I think this is kind of linked into the first one, is just better onboarding for all staff. Now, in the early days, we had one or two coaches that left, which I think could have been great for us if we'd had a better onboarding system. And then later on, when we started to develop a great, strong process for coaches, and we were retaining them, they were staying with us, we actually found that our front desk staff were leaving because they didn't get the right training and the right onboarding process. So we kind of shifted some of our focus over to support them, and that really paid dividends 12 to 18 months down the line. So big lessons for me, and I would certainly change that if I went back to the beginning of Base or if I set up a new company. The last reflection I'd give is to consider promotions more carefully. I think really carefully consider, is this new role going to be the right one for them? Are they ready for it? Have they actually earned that position? And I think importantly, do they even want that position? I think, you know, if you want to sort of reward someone for loyalty, but you put them in a position that's not right for them, it could end up with them leaving sort of 6 to 12 months down the line. So I think just considering that process more carefully, I think would have paid dividends. And I think it's something which we definitely look at now. And I think we've kind of do much better now.
Jake, it's so great that you actually shared that because, with mistakes come learnings and with learnings comes lessons. And so you kind of just progressively improve your business and people around you, especially from tough mistakes made at the early stage of the business, which is what happened to you. And I'm sure that that is the reason why Base is thriving and doing best at what it is doing right now. So congratulations and kudos to you for that. Let's move on to our second last question. In the next 12 to 24 months, what does Base look like for you and your company, and what key milestones lie ahead?
So I don't think anyone really fully knows how the next 6 to 12 months is going to look, but let's look at a best case scenario, and certainly 24 months, I would expect the environment to be much better. First up, we are doubling down on our baseline technology, even though, of course, we are somewhat in survival mode. We're trying to be careful with all outgoings. We've still decided to continue to invest in the technology because that's what really helps us stand out, and that's what really helps us go into other markets. And that really takes us on to our next step, which is going into Singapore or another key market in Asia. We won Asia's Gym of the Year, of course, in 2018. Since then, we've been really keen to put Base and baseline, not just in the hands of more people, but also into one of the busiest, most competitive markets to see how we fare there. And we believe that with our baseline technology and the experience that that creates, along with our brand, we feel comfortable and confident going into those markets. So we hope to come into Singapore soon. We will keep you guys updated on all of that. The industry there very much excites me, and I have sorts of great friends in that market, such as yourself and Ross and the Fit Summit team.
That's amazing, Jake. I cannot wait for Base to come to Singapore. The Fit Summit team will be rooting for you, will be supporting you, and we are very much welcoming you with open arms. So it's just a matter of time for Base to actually enter Singapore. To end off, the final question. If you had one piece of advice to someone just starting out or building a business, what would it be?
If I had to narrow it down to one thing, it would be develop an understanding that as your business grows, you must grow with it, especially if you have desires to expand and grow as we do at Base. And that's something that I kind of realized early on when I could see that I wasn't fully equipped to be running this gym and to be building this business. And I needed to learn more to get to that stage. So really invest in yourself. If there's any area that you're not comfortable in, recognize that. Be humble, pull someone in to help out in that area, perhaps get a mentor to help you out, or join a network such as the Leadership Circle or Entrepreneurs Network with the Fit Summit, which will help you develop those skills. But in summary, always be learning, always be growing. And then as your business grows, you can still be that person to lead it and to make it the best it can be.
Thank you so much, Jake, for answering all our questions patiently for this Entrepreneurs Network. We really owe it to you for giving us our first interview for the Entrepreneurs Network. Before we finish off, would you like to say some final words?
Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you for the opportunity. I run the Fitness Business Asia podcast, which is very much with a shared mission with the Fit Summit to raise the standards of the fitness industry here in Asia, to help entrepreneurs come into the fitness industry so that we can build all of this up together. So it's always a pleasure to work with the Fit Summit. Very best wishes for 2021 for you guys, and very much looking forward to coming to the next in-person Fit Summit and being there myself. So thanks again for the opportunity, Sarah. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you.